Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. Still very sick, so sorry I sound like this, but got a couple requests, so I'm gonna kind of put them in a video together. Got a request on which I'm doing a journal page with the white school glue, but also was asked to do mixed media in art journaling, as well as used paper that I have used for casting off extra paint and whatnot. So I'm gonna kind of mix it all up. What I have here is just a page that you've seen me a million times blot off of, or, you know, clean my brush off of extra paint and all, because I hate wasting it. So I have tons of these, so I picked this one. I have my art journal page, and I have my white school glue. So what we're going to do first is we're going to open our white school glue. Now, I use Elmer's. That's what I have here, but of course you can use whatever you want, as far, whatever brand that you get at the dollar store or whatever. I don't know other brands. I think Rose Art has one. I'm sure there's many different ones. So I just opened it, and here's what you're going to need to do. You're going to need to just pour a little bit out. Use a paper plate, your mat or what have you. I always I always go backwards, and then I forget that I need you to see that. Then I'm going to take a brush, a normal brush that I would use for my Mod Podge, and I'm going to wet it. And I'm leaving it soak, and I'm just going to put that on there. Again, not knocking it off, just doing that. And I'm going to move it around. And you can see it's going to be watered down a bit. And all you're doing is making it a little more fluid to spread a little bit better. And if you think you need a little bit more water, by all means, go ahead. Or if you don't want to do it like that, you could take your squirt bottle and just spray it a few times, add a little bit more, whatever way that you dig, whatever way you usually water paint or whatever down. Okay? All right, so we have that started. And you could do as much or as little as you want. You also can do this and cover it if you have like a container or something, like an old Chinese takeout container, and cover it, and you can, save that and all that. So I'm going to have this. So because there's a lot of different colors on here, I don't necessarily need to use a lot of different paper. And just a little do less. Now I'm going to leave these on here. You can cut them off, of course, tear them off, but I'm not going to. And I'm going to see if this is going to be liquidy enough. Now you can see this is one of the smaller papers that I have. So therefore, I will put this down just to protect it while I work on this side. And look at that. That goes on so nice and fluid. Right? Look at that. La, la, la. So I'm going to do half the page right now. And I'm just going to lay it down. And you could tear them as small, as big, whatever you want. And you can already see the great texture that it's going to be. You can see it, that it's going to be it, right? See it and be it. And, you want to make sure those little crunchy pieces stay down. You might have to do 2 coats. Depends on how thick your paper is. And I just keep going back in and putting that on there. As you can see, I mean, look how easy it goes down. No problem. And you can, it's the one good thing, that you put it on top here, is because then you can lay on top as well. And no harm. So get some more. Let's go down towards the bottom. Okay. Lay that down and then start tearing up. And you could get this on your fingers. Your kids can use it. There's also a blue one, a washable one you can use. I mean, you really can, have fun with the kids, or use the kids glue. I don't know if they have separate kids glue. I'm beyond the kid stage right now, but I'm sure. Glue stick. Now the white school glue is not archival. I know some people always ask me, is it archival? Is this archival? Is that? This is not. I have checked with the company. but they have their glue sticks, which I love, and you can use in this too. You want to make sure those little willies are out. Oh, I got some wax on there. How that happened. There we go. You can the glue sticks you can use just as well. They are archival. So if you're picky about that kind of stuff, and I don't mean picky in a bad way, I just mean that you want it to be archival, use the glue sticks. And the glue sticks are good and easy for the kids to use as well. Not as messy, you know, and that kind of thing. My favorite is the glue stick that's Elmer's Extreme, but by all means, whatever you have is what's going to work, right? All right, you can see, and I'm going to do this. Now look at that, how cool. That's from one piece of paper. Now I can even rip this paper up, which who knows over here. Oh my God, sorry. Now I'm gonna look and I can see that I probably need, let me move my, just like that, and then I can move my thing back. So I'm gonna pour a little bit more. I'm rhyming. I am just rhyming. You know, like the Beastie Boys. Okay, so I'm just gonna stick my brush in again. That's what she said. That's kind of weird, but okay. Or again, you can spray. Oh, there's nothing worse than listening to somebody snot up. You know, it's very hard to blow your nose and try to do this. I know, I'm sorry. Which then this makes this look a whole other way. Okay. All right, Kelly, you don't have to let your weirdness show the whole way. All right, so now we're going to move this over, and I'm going to move that back just a little bit, and we're going to do the same thing. And I'm just wetting that, and we'll just go and lay some paper down. I can lay it this way. I can tear a little bit of this off, right? And go and tear this up and lay that down as well. And look at that. I can even add a little bit in here if I want. Oh, yeah, I like that. And again, we're just going in, and I like a lot of glue. And that's just construction paper. This is another cast off that I did. If you've been with me watching my videos, you know that. This is just regular kid construction paper that I did my cast offs with, what's it called? I think I used Dylusions, and I think, which you could see it's running a little bit, but I just, you know, did my cast off on there of my stencils and whatnot. So, go here and just do this. And I can see this, I'm pushing this into that, and I'm not worried about that really. Okay. And I'm just laying it down. And you can see the more I go over the yellow, because it's the Dylusions, obviously that's not permanent, but that's all right. It's just going to add some color, and I'm not going to worry about that too much. I'm just going to rip and place. Rip and place. This can go up here. Let's see. Maybe we could do this. Get these down. This just helps secure them down, especially with those little pieces coming off there. Okay. Maybe we'll do one here. Now you can see I put it down, and the once over that I do with the glue, if I don't go over that again, it won't smear. Okay, it'll seal it in a sense. But because I did this and I kept going over it with glue, it smears a little. I'm okay with that. It's not the big deal. It's not a big deal. But if you do go over it once and leave it alone like that, it's not gonna run or smear. That's a little trick. And a lot of us go over it a million times. I'm one of them. But you know, how about here? Orange. You guys know, I will Let's do a little bit more over here too. Will I color over all this with a color? Who knows with me? Depends on my mood. A little yellow up here might be nice too. And if it goes over the edge, you can always cut it off when it's dry. No big deal. All right. So I got these all down. So look at it and go over it. Okay, you're being a pain in my butt, so you're coming off. Look at it and make sure that you're glued down everywhere, that, you know, your ends are. Now, here's a little tip. You may or may not want to do this. You may not want to do this, but what you can do is, now obviously I have this in my glue, so I can, I'll just fold this over this way. Take the rest of the glue, and if you have papers ripped up left over, go on another page, throw it down, because, you know, and glue them all down while you have the glue out, while you have the papers here, because you can make, you know, so many different pages. This looks like this. You can make this a brighter page and a happier page, maybe do a darker page or something else on the other way. Just add some, a little bit of color and texture. That's totally up to you, but that's a tip I like to give, because sometimes people don't like, and I know a lot of you write me about the blank page when you're starting off. So that kind of helps you a little bit, and you already got the glue out. You already got yourself, you know, going in that direction. So why not just turn to another page and start gluing down, right? I'm not. I'm going to let this dry, and I will be back, and then we will keep moving on. Okay, so now I'm going to take a light color. I'm just going to take baby pink, and I'm not even going to water it on my mat. I'm just going to put my brush in some water. Take a little bit of the water off. But you could see I put a paper over here as well. And I'm gonna make it wet. I really want it wet. And I really want to get the paper between. Again, just keep wetting your brush. I don't even wipe it off when the water comes on. Here we go. A little more right here. It's a little thick. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to take a paper towel or a towel, whatever you have. I'm going to open it up a little bit. I do this a lot. You guys probably see me do this a lot. I'm just going to push it down, peel it up. I'm sorry if you hear my dog snoring. Oh, Lord. Okay. And I'm going to lift it off. And I'm going to take extra care in the middle if you're using any type of journal, whether it's bought or made, because the water and the paint will kind of, you know, soak there. And you don't want it to do that too much. It's not going to really hurt anything, but I like to give it an extra dab. Now, and who doesn't like an extra dab? So if you look at this and you're like, I say this all the time, and you're like, you know what, I want a little bit more of the colors of the paper coming through or whatever, take your paintbrush, rinse it off now, and dab some of the water off. It's a dabbing theme today. Angie, that's for you if you watch this. Take a dab, Ange. So I'm just going to wipe this over some of the papers that I might want a little more showing. As you can see, it lifts it off just a little bit, certain places, just on those papers. And you can see there's really good texture from the paper towels as well. If you want to keep that, that's good stuff too. Now I'll just go back over and kind of wipe off some of that. All right, now I'm going to take my heat gun again and real quick dry this. This will take no time to dry, so if you don't have any type of heat gun or hair dryer, this will only take not even 5 minutes. Watch a video of mine. you know, go back, watch some video or a video of somebody that you love, and then when you come back, it'll be dry. This is fun for the kids to do too because they can make their own paper with their own colors of paint that they want and leave it dry and do something like this. It's good for younger kids for their skill set, you know. And using white school glue, it's not going to hurt them. Okay, so that should be enough. Okay, now I'm going to close this because y'all know I spill everything. I spill everything. Okay, so now I want to decide what I want to do on here. I think I'm going to take some stamps. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use homemade stamps. I got these from, okay, was it Lana? I can't recall. I'm horrible right now today. I'm sorry. All right, but what we're going to do is I'm going to take a piece, just a piece of regular foam, and think about, now if you have regular stamps and you want to use them, by all means use them. Okay, don't, you know, don't think that you have to make them. But for those of you who have your fun foam, or you know, maybe you get some at the dollar store, or you get it cheaply, use your coupon, you can get a big package of them at the craft store. These are for so many different things. So the first thing I'm going to do, just to show you, easy, and especially if you're doing with the kids. I know a lot of you watch me with and do things with the kids. So I cut it in half, and I'm just gonna fold it. Now, what is one of my favorite things in the world to do? Hearts. So you can draw it on, or you could just freeform it. Okay, so that's one way. So now we have a heart we can use as a stamp. Now, I didn't pay too much attention well enough. I should have done. Now, you can always tape this up. I'm not going to worry too much about it. But, of course, then you have your mask and you have your stencil. Okay, so I'll work with that. I'm not going to worry too much about it. But be a little mindful when you do it. Don't be like me. And then this is just foam from your meat that you buy from the store, ground meat, chicken, whatever. And cut and made into delicious stamps, which I'm going to be using. And then on this, we're going to draw, and I've shown you that many, many times. I will do it again if you are new to my channel, so you guys can see what I do. I just take a pen. You can use any sharp, not sharp object. You don't want to cut through it, but you know, a pencil, whatever you have. And then I just sit and I draw. So I'm just going to do some lines. It's just to add texture. I'm not worrying. Now, if you're fancy and you really want to sit and draw and make something very fancy, I say go for it. Go for it. And let me just show you. Nothing. I'm just making marks. I just want to make marks. And like I said, when I do this on video, I should see if I can grab some of the other ones I've done. When I do it on video, I just kind of do basic things because, you know, I don't want you guys sitting here forever, and then I get worried and I can't think because then I'm like, oh, I'm wasting their time just sitting here. But I think you guys get the gist. Do some, and you want to push fairly hard. You don't want it to go all the way through, but you want it to mark. See, now there I went all the way through. Am I going to whine about it? No, just going to keep going because that's what I do. If I whined about everything I screwed up, I'd be drooling in the corner, never moving, because I screw up a lot. I know you guys don't believe it. You think I'm perfect, but sorry to disappoint you. Okay. And then you could turn it, you know, go in a different way and just add, because you just want to fill this up. You want to write a word, write it backwards. I always say that, like, you know, my word is, let's see if I could do this backwards. I probably have done this before, but I'm writing it backwards. Good thing certain letters are the same backwards and frontwards. This is supposed to be an R. Let me see. Can you read that backwards? That's backwards, and then when I print it, it'll be frontwards. And all right, and then you guys get the gist, and then I'll just do a swirl. Why not? Okay, just so you kind of see what I'm doing. Now, I thought I had some of these in here that I did, but they're probably, let me see real quick if I can grab anything. No, that's not them. Come on, come on, come on, you can do it. We got a flower, you can see. We got another one where I wrote love and did other ones. And then this one I made from cardboard and foam, where I just cut out triangles and I glued it to the back of a piece of cardboard. So we will use all these because this is going to be mainly a kind of do it at home stuff. White school glue. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put this there. I am going to put these there. I'm going to move in just a tad so y'all can see, and I'll adjust my camera. All right. And I'm going to grab some ink. Let's see. Let's see how these are. These are the Sukaneko. Now, listen, I'm using these. You use any ink pad that you have. If you don't have an ink pad, you can use your acrylic paint. You can also use your Crayola. I don't know where mine are right this second. Let me think for a second, and then I will come back on. Let me see if I can find my Crayola markers. Okay, so I found my watercolor pencils, my Crayola markers, which you can use. These are Reeves watercolor pencils, but you can use any watercolor pencils that you have, Crayola, I mean anything, any brand, anything. So we'll do those before we use any ink, if we even need to use ink. So let me show you. Let me just reverse here, because I want you to be able to do this at home, right? Without having to have a lot of products. So we're going to do that. And is that still wet? No. Okay. So let's set these here for a second. Put these here. Okay, first we're going to use the Crayola markers. Now this can be any Crayola marker, any size, the big fat ones, the skinny ones, the neon ones, whatever. Any Crayola markers, okay? So let me just let's do purple. And if you guys have already seen me do this probably a million times, like I said, you can probably find another video maybe that you haven't seen of mine, or you know, I want to help everybody. I just want people to be able to do this. It's so important to be able to use what you have and not feel like you have to spend $1 million. Okay, so I have red, and I'm going to put this down on, this is my nonstick mat, right? My craft mat. Now, if you don't have a craft mat, you can, well, let's do this first, and then I'll show you what you could do it on. Okay, so now I'm just going to take my paintbrush, and I want a lot of the water out of it. I don't want too much water in it, but I want some water. And I'm going to liquefy this. And you see? Okay, get that on my brush or on your mat, whatever you want. You can spray the water. You can do whatever you want. So first we'll do this one. So with my brush, and you can wet it a little bit more if you feel that you need it. It's all right. I'm going to wet these a little bit, and then I'm just going to kind of tap in. Now, we're not going to get clear, but we're going to get, okay? So I'm going to push this in here, on here, and lift up, and you can see 1, 2, 3. Now, if you want to go a little darker or what have you, you definitely can just put more in, right? I'm going to show you. Do I have that here? I think I might. Yeah. All right, I'm going to show you a couple tips. Okay, you see? And I'm just doing that. Okay. Now, let's take this. This is just some foam, and I'm just going to set it in here. And I'm just going to, okay, I'm going to Kind of move it around, not worrying. Let's take this, let's do it here, and let's give it a good push. Use your roly-poly or your hands, whatever you have, lift it up. Can you see that? Can you see all the little, I don't know if my camera's picking it up. Oh, it's so good. Okay. Wait. We got more. All right, let's just do the heart on here. All right. And you can see now, if you don't want to do it on there and you want to, I just wet that and you want to color on here. Mine's almost out of ink, as you can see. Maybe I should use a different color. I use these so much doing this. Let's do a different color. Okay. And you want less water. You want more of the color. And I'll just push it down here and lift it up. Now that one didn't show up too good. Well, that stinks. All right. But you have the idea. I'm going to use paint too. Now this is just food coloring. And I'm just putting the littlest bit. Food coloring you can get at the dollar store. Look at that. Oh yeah. Look at that. And you can see. Let me do it on here now. Oh yeah. I'm just painting it on. My dang watercolor markers or my Crayola markers are all out of ink. I use the crap out of them. I really need to get more. Okay. Let's just see. Let's do this. Look at that. See how you can do? And that is just food coloring. And that will work. I'll do a couple more drops just to show you on the foam. Just a little bit of water because this is very concentrated. We'll do it on the new one that I just did. And you can see it's juicy. You want it juicier? Put more water on it. But I'm just going over and give it a push. Lift it up. And once this dries, you're going to be able to see that you have like the spiral, the word breathe, which is upside down, obviously, my triangles, the heart. I don't know how well you can see that. And let me do it here. Let's see if you can see it on here a little better. Yeah. See? You could see it a little bit better. But you see the pattern and the texture, which is, you know, a little different on there, but that's all right. I can just keep going and pushing, and little pieces of it, of the color, will still go in there. So I love that. And again, let's go in. I did this one. I did a video where I did it 3 colors. 3 colors of paint, which I'm going to use the acrylic paint next and show you. And just the littlest bit of water just to get it juicy. And then, yep. See how cool? Let's see if I do it on here. And you see how it lifts up? So that's, like I said, a great way to do it as well. So I'm going to take some paint and then we'll do the watercolor. Let me just take, I want a little bit of the blue here. You see that's all the blue that we're going to do. These are just tips and fun to have to do with the kids, to do on your own when you're just starting out. This is not about how beautiful you are going to make your art journal. This is mixed media. This is throwing media. And mixed media, that's what it is. I have paint. I have paper. I have watercolor. I have Crayola markers. I have food coloring. Do you see what I'm saying now? More acrylic paint. So I always brush back and forth just so it gets loaded in. And if you think that's going to be a little too wet, dab it off. But watch. I go both ways so it hits all the crevices. That's nice with a piece of my dog's hair in there. Okay. Anyway, let's go here. Can you see? You can't see it with all the mess because we have it, but don't worry, we're going to do this again once I get all this down. Oh, it looks, I wish you guys could see it. This is the stem. This is the flower up here. I don't know. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to dry this. Wait, it gets so much funner. More fun. We're having fun. We're making messes. We are learning mixed media and art journaling. My name is Kelly Messy Pants. No, not Messy Pants. Messy Art. I don't know. I don't know what my name is. I can't think straight. Medications make me a little crazy. All right. Now, what we're going to do, and this will help it show better for you guys too. I'm going to throw a light color on here. I tell you the truth, messy pants. I wish I could mess my pants and not have to go to the bathroom all the time. That's all I do anymore. It's pee. Okay, let's go with what color are you? This is buff. And this is buff. Okay, so we're just gonna put a blob there, just a dot, just a dot. And what this is gonna do is we're just gonna even this out. So I'm gonna clean out my brush. I don't want any paint or dye or anything in my brush at this moment. And I'm just gonna put this back and forth. Not too much. I'm holding my paintbrush up here because I want it to be loose. I don't want it to be so concentrated. And you can wet your brush a little bit more if you need more, a little more movement. And if you think you need more paint, see how it's pushing it all back? But you can still see, like I can still see, I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm so disappointed. I don't know if that helps. No. You can see, okay, you can see right here the flower. And it goes down here with the leaves. Here's the leaves, here's the flower right here. And I can see that. I can see those triangles. I can see the meat tray. I can see different parts. I don't think my camera's picking it up as good as I want it to. So I'm just going in with another quick drop. And just real quick. Wetting my brush just a little bit because I want it to be thinned out. Yeah. All right. And the same thing over here. I'm just kind of doing a dusting. A little more water because I'm going to stick my towel and lift up just the littlest bit, especially if I want to see where some of the stamping was. I can lift it up. Yeah. And you see how it's like kicked back a little bit? I think my light's blowing it out a bit. It is storming here. My lights blinked a second ago. All right, so you see. I'm going to do a real quick dry. And then I'm going to hold this up so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. See, look, can you see it any better maybe? And over here, how that's pushed back. See, that's why I love mixed media, because I can just throw another bit of color on here. And what I'm gonna do is let's use some watercolor. And let's see if there's a red. So I'm gonna take and I'm gonna draw or scribble or whatever you want to do. And I think I'm gonna go here. And I like to go the other way. And I'm looking for texture, extra texture, nothing too fancified, but by all means do what you want to do. And then I'm just gonna like dab in here a little bit. and get some of that. See that? Okay, let's see over here. And what this is going to do too is catch on the papers, like the edges, and give some delicious texture as well. Let's do a darker color. Oh, I can't breathe. Let's go a deep. I don't think I have any green too much. I have green on the back papers, but not on the front. Okay, let me do green. Come on, green. Any day, green. This will be a green. This will be a C. And this will be a green. Okay, let's do here. And then I'm going to show you the other way, same thing as the markers, which we will. And if you don't want to wet this, you don't have to. I think it looks good, you know, when you kind of blow it out. I like blowing it out, but that's just me. But I want to get some in here because, some color because, and then in here because this is green. Let's use the darker green. Okay, which is like a blue green. Maybe what I'll use is a smaller, just a little tip of that wet. Enough to smear it a little bit. And I like dragging it over the edges. See how it like puddles there? So when it dries, it'll be nice, and I can go back in with some more. This is just background. You can push these, you know, whatever way you want. You can do whatever. And you can go drag this here. Like I said, I don't want it too wet, but I do want it to liquefy the green a little bit because I just want the green to show. It's just going to add that pop of color on top of the other colors that we have. Yeah, it's a nice one. Oh, I like that green. Let's see what else. What else I can see. I might want that green down here. I might want this here because this is more of a teal. But that ain't going to do nothing for me because it's wet. Let's push this here. Let's do some of it here. Come on. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Now I'm getting excited. Work with me. Work with me. See how it just adds some color. Oh, just love it. I know. I get quiet and I get excited when things start moving around because it's just, you're just adding such little pops of color everywhere that you don't, you know, I don't know. I just love it. I just love it. All right, I got some green. What other color should I do? But some orange. Let's see if orange is going to do anything for me. And then, how about if we do some orange here? Yeah, and here's some orange paper here. Now, I'm going to tell you this. My paper's a little damp underneath, so it is a little bit of a pain, but it doesn't matter. I'm still working with it. I'm still going to do my thing. See, like it's wet right there. Not that it's going to bother anything, but you know. And now I can see I have a little bit of water here because of the pink I had. So what I'm just going to do is just run my pencil through it and look. Look at that. Oh, and look what it's doing right there. It's grabbing onto that edge. Good God, help me. Help me, help me, help me. I love it. All right. Okay. Oh my gosh. I love it grabbing on those edges. Makes me happy. All right. Okay. All right. Getting a little crazy. But what I am going to do is take out this color so I can show you how we can make a stamp from that. Okay, so I have that. So I'm going to take my brush again. I want it basically dry. And then I'm going to go in and just play with this orange a little bit. Okay, see how we're doing? Just patting it. Just so it kind of goes everywhere. This up here is delicious. I can't stand it. Look how delicious. Where else did we have it? I think that's probably it. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Look at that. And then I'm just going to run my brush over here where I added just a little bit to play. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, now I'm loving this, loving this, loving this. So let's say we have our watercolor. Sharpen this. It's not going to sharpen in that one. Do you guys have the problem with the pencil sharpeners? If I showed you how many pencil sharpeners I have sitting here and actually how many work with certain pens, see that's spinning it. It's really a pain in the butt. It's like I just want to sharpen my pencil. Yeah, that's not going to do anything either, but all right. So let's just do this real quick. All right, so I have that blue there. That's not this. So I'm going to put water here, and I'm going to take my pencil. And you're going to see in a second. And you can wet your pencil in the water too. I do that with my other ones. And you can use gelatos if you have them, or you could use Neocolors. You could use all those. Even what's fun when you're done, if you want to add a little bit of color, you can definitely add like your pan pastels or some pastels or whatever you have. Okay, so you can see I'm just taking a minute. It takes a minute. It's no big deal. And you can see how that's all that good blue. Now, if I want to take, let's do this one. Did I do the other one? Wait, let's try the other one. Yeah, let's do this one. And I'm going to rub this on this one. Very light because it's foam. You don't want to, and I'm not worried about getting all of it. You know, just take it different ways. I'm going sideways. I'm going catty corner. This way. And you can wet the tip. You know, it's always good to wet the tips because then it makes it go over it easier. And then you can stick it in here, pat it around, and look. See it? Get one more. And I'm stamping, and I'll show you in a second. It's just, oh yeah. Oh, I love it. Okay. I'm going to pick this up now too, which is somewhat dry, but I'm okay with that. Yeah. Love it. Now look how good this came out. Look. Look at that. Let me lift it up and show you. So we got that delicious stamp. And look at the background. Awesome. So we didn't have to use ink pads or anything like that. If you want to, you sure can. Now, if you have an ink pad, I'm going to use my distressed ink pad, but whatever ink pad you may have, there's a lot of them out there. All you would do with these fun different things is try to take the lid off without killing yourself. Put that there. So I will use this foam one and just go in, and then I can stamp. Look at that. Just these fun foams, and you could do all three if you want. You know, I don't worry about it being so spot on, but look at that. Okay, so that's just your three foam ones, and then you can even do this off on another page to start. You know, it doesn't matter where or what you do. And then we'll have this. I'll just put it in. Move it out the way. Look at that. Oh, just love it, love it, love it. So then let's do the one we did today so I can show you this. Let's do just breathe in the little thing for now. There's the little swirl. There's the word breathe and the twirly. And you could just kind of pop this in just to get a little bit of everything. It doesn't matter. And you can have a blast. Doesn't matter. And the kids, if they do it themselves, I mean, look at this. These are just little delicious pieces. Oh my gosh. Now, let's say you want a heart. I know, I'm playing. I don't even care. I'm having a blast. So, this is just a mixed media background. Glue and stuff you have at home. Let's say we're like, you know what? I want to do a heart. Okay? And I'm going to put this color away. It's texting me. Okay. Let's do, let me pick another color. We're going to do red, heart, right? Now, you can do it in a way where you have that. Let's say you have your heart. Now, you know, I busted mine a little bit, but I'm going to get a little brushy brush. I'm going in because you know I use my ink pads quite differently. I'm going to do this and I'm going to start in the middle and you want to hold it down. And I'm not worried about all of it being, you know, so perfect, but I want it to look like a heart. And you see? So let's do one here. Put just a little bit more on there. You can add a little water. I've done that a million times, but I want it to be a little more strong so you guys can see. Look. And you can go back in there. We're going to outline it so. But you see what I'm saying? So how cool is that? You can use this and do that way. Or something fun is pick a part of here that you really dig. I don't know. I could do it like that. And then I'm going to take this and this. And I'm just going to go around the outside. Nothing too fancy. And then lift it up. And then you have the inside of the heart is the parts that you really like. And we can outline that and have a blast. Or you have this. Let's color it in. And you could do this with paint too. I'm just doing this with this for now. Okay. And go like this. Push it down. Push it. Push it good. I'm so sick. I'm so sorry. Okay. And then you have a heart, and we will outline that as well. So we're going to have a little bit of fun playing. I think I'm just going for it. I'm just going to make a long thing here. You guys can do this with me, along with me, and just use stuff that you have at home if you want. But I'm just going to continue, and we're going to just finish it and see what, you know, what we want. So yeah, so you can use this or you could use your heart right here. And I think I'm just going to use my heart. I think I'm okay. I think I don't want to add any more. Maybe I'll add, maybe I'll stamp right there. Maybe I'll do one more of these with the red. And just really quick, put it on. Okay. And I think I want it, I'm just going to put it like right here. Who cares, right? Okay. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to let this dry just for Just going to kind of put that off in there. I'm just going to let it dry for a few minutes. I'm going to clean up, come back, and I think I'm going to do a giveaway. I'm going to have a word coming up. We're going to finish this up and play, and I hope you guys are enjoying this, so I'll be right back. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to use white, and we're going to kind of block everything out a little bit. I'm keeping this piece out just to see, to show you if you have a little bit of problems with the, what we're going to do after we block it out. This can help you. I'm going to use the Reeves watercolor black pencil. I would use a Stabilo. If you don't have a Stabilo, just use your black paint. You can water your black paint down. I'll try to do like each one, like a black paint, the Stabilo, the watercolor pencil, so you can kind of see the different effects and everything like that. But let's just do this and make it very simple. Now you've done your, if you're still with me at, I don't even know how long we are, maybe an hour. I am blown away. So I want you to use the word blown away in a sentence in the comments, and then I am going to give you, I will pick a winner, on the random. I'm going to give you one of the, this is Waverly, it's a laser stencil. You see that? How nice that is? I'm going to give you one of these stencils and one of the polka dot stencils. And all you have to use is word, what the heck is that? Blown away in a sentence down below, and I will pick you. I will do a random, see, now this is medication talking. I want to do the giveaway, but I'm just saying, like, I can't think straight. But I will pick a winner, and then I will mail you those. And you can be anywhere in the world. I don't care. So yeah, if you sit and do art, like a lot of you do, you guys say that it's like I'm like your friend, and that you guys like sitting doing videos with me, the long videos, and doing art with me. I love it. So I want to give you guys just a little something, something, and that kind of thing. So, that's what I'm saying. Let's continue. So here we go. Okay. And I'm going to move back just a second. And I'm going to use just regular white paint. Use whatever light color that you have, whether it's your light pink you want to use, or your buff, or whites, or black. It's totally up to you. Black would be, any color would be beautiful. Black is beautiful. I love using black. I would probably water that down and throw it all over. But today we're just going to do this. So here's what we're going to do. I have this sitting here to show you guys, but right now, I don't know if you're going to be able to see the white paint. I'm just putting white paint there. I'm not doing anything too fancy. I am going to take, I want a smaller brush. I think I'm just going to stick with my round brush, but I mean, you use whatever you have. Don't think you have to use this. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in first. I just have this. I'm going to start over here. Now, I know I have a heart here, here, and here. So I can see this heart. So I'm kind of going to go around it very big and not, and I'll show you why I do it like this. All right, so you see how I got that? Now it's not a nice heart or anything. I'm not worried about that. But what I'm going to do now is paint. I might need a bigger brush too. I might need a bigger brush as I go for the white. Let's just dry this one off and let's go in. So I'm going to lightly go. I don't want it to be so opaque that you can't see underneath. If that's how you want it, you can. It's no big deal. But I'm going to throw this white down. And I just want that red heart to show through. I'm going to kind of buff out the, I'll probably have to go in and, fix that heart a little bit, but see what I'm saying here? And your brush can be wet. It's not a big deal. I see I have another heart here, so I'm just going to kind of loosely go around it for now. Down on the edge here. And then, look, I went over it a little bit. It's no big deal. All right? We're having fun. And I know I have a heart here, so I'm just going to kind of dab and do it. I think Angie's on my mind today. All right. Okay. All right. Now you see, what do you see the most of? You see the hearts, right? That's kind of what we're going. Now, Using watercolor to do some of the stamps, we use some watercolor paint. It's going to come through a little bit, and I'm okay with that. It just adds another dimension. And these aren't done yet. We're just kind of doing our thing here. So I'm going to wet my brush just a little bit more and get some of this water. And this is the outside heart. So I'm going to go around. And I'm going to do this. Remember, as wet as you want your brush to be, as much as you want stuff to show through. Look, if you're like, oh no, I did too much. Look at this. Watch. We're just wiping it. Dabbing it. You can go over it with a little more water. Look. And it lifts it up a little bit more. You know, as long as it's not dry, you can just have a blast and erase. Acrylic paint's how I make my mistakes. I make mistakes and then I do that. I am not a perfect person. Sorry to disappoint you. Okay. So then my other heart's here. And I'm going to just go in here. And I know that orange is going to come through a little bit because it's the watercolor pencil. And I don't care. I love it. Love it. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is, if you are, and I'm going to go here and just kind of smooth this out a little bit. Because if we go in the red a little bit, it's no big deal. I'm going to wet this down just a little bit. And you can see like the orange coming through there. But I'm going to wet. I want some of that color to come through still. So I'm just wetting it a bit. And then I'm going to take my paper towel, use your art rag, whatever you got. I sometimes use my shirt. I walked upstairs yesterday and my husband said to me, did you get paint on your shirt? Yeah, on purpose, but yeah. So, well, I guess it's another paint shirt. I walk around, I'm sure, which a lot of us do, with paint. You find it in your hair, on your clothes. Okay. All right. Now you see, look at that so far. You see those colors still come through? Now, like right here, maybe it's too white for you, right? Maybe you're like, I want that to blend out a little bit more. Go ahead and wipe it with a little bit of the wet water. But if you don't like it, we can go over it. It's not going to hurt anything. But you see how pretty right now. So let's start with this. I'm going to dry this just real quick. I got my black watercolor pencil. Now you can use a gel pen. Okay, you got a gel pen. Use your Neo colors, Neo 2 colors. Use your gelatos. Use any kind of black marker that you have, watercolor or not. Use a Crayola marker. Use your Sharpie. Use your Faber-Castell. Use a pen. I love my pens. I'm going to have to do a giveaway. My Pentel RSVP. And I'm just drawing this real quick. Not a big deal. Yeah. All right, so first I'm going to use my watercolor pencil, whatever brand you have. So I'm just going to go in and I'm going to trace. And it doesn't have to be spot on, right? We're just tracing this heart. Wait till it's going to be beautiful. Just wait. All right. Okay, so you see I got it traced. I'm going to take a itty bitty. You can use a Q-tip now too. If you want to use a Q-tip, now's the time to get a Q-tip. Q-tips are fantastic art helpers. Okay, so I have my pet and I got a little bit of water on this brush. See this brush? Not that big. And I'm going in and I'm going to activate my watercolor pencil. Oh my God. You know what? I'm so sorry. I shouldn't even be making a video. Maybe I should forward through this and not leave the talking up. If people complain enough about me, I will have to come back in and speed through and just put music. But you see that? Now watch. It's making it pop more, that red. Now I'm just going to take this and go over it because it's wet. It's gonna take. Now look, I'm making that thick there. I'm not mad because I accidentally went over. Come on. Look. Look at this. Look how beautiful. Awesome, 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 awesome. All right, So that's with a watercolor pencil. Any watercolor pencil you have, whether it be, this is the Reeves, whether it be Crayola, whatever. You dig what I'm saying? Don't throw your hands up in the air and don't wave them like you just don't care. You just gotta work with what you got. And that is what that is, right? Okay. So just, okay. All right. That's that. Now, here's something I got in the mail from one of my favorite places in the world, Pentel. I love Pentel. I love their markers and everything else. So the company sent me, let me just show you, red and black, because I love, come on now. I got two, Pilot, not Pentel. What the heck am I saying? Pilot. That's because I read Pentel in there. The Pilot Super Color Marker Wide Broad, so you can see that's a thick one, and then the Super Color Bullet one, and I got it in black as well from Pilot. I just read this. This is what's wrong. I read Pentel, and then that's all in my head. This is Pilot. My bad. Yeah, so this is the chisel. So what I'm going to do is use this, and you can see, look how delicious. And they're permanent, so, And I'm going to do one over here. So you can use a Sharpie. You can use any permanent marker that you have. This has a bigger tip on it. And I'm just going to go in. Look. And I'm doing my heart. Now this one has a little bump because it went over paper. I don't care. I'm just going to make it my way. A little decorative. And when this dries, it's permanent. So, and I like funky hearts. If you guys know, everything I do, I'm like, I love a heart. Okay, so that's your permanent marker. So you sit and you can play and do whatever you want with that. Now that's sticking out, so you get that look. And I'll be using these again. These are great. I love my marker fiend. I still have Faber-Castell, still not written me back, and I really got to do a video about it. I just haven't, I don't know. All right, so again, this can be permanent marker of any type. Now, let me find. Now, y'all know I love the oh, what's the name? What's the name? What's the name? Where is it? Oh, my face is itchy. I love a lot of things, Cal. What were you looking at and saying? I love. Oh, the China markers. So if you have a China marker, this is the, the peel off China marker from Sharpie. Any China marker works. I got these at the AC Moore or Hobby Lobby or what have you. So this works just as well. And so it's not watery though. So I only do half with this. But if this is what you have, it is just as good. All right, you see, you're outlining it. Now I'm going to use my Stabilo paper, glass, metal, plastic Stabilo All 8046 Aquarellable. I don't know what the heck that means, but this is one of my favorite things I've ever had. All right, and I'm going in and watch what happens with this one. Oh, I just love these. These write on everything as well. It's the China markers, but these are water soluble where the China markers are not. So, there's a place for everything. All right, so I'm going to have my little brush. I'm going to wet it, but I want to dry the moisture off. And I'm going in. Okay, oh, I love this. I just love everything about this friggin' thing. And you can see, I could take it over here as well on the China marker, but that's not going to budge. But yeah, look. So you see, you can use either one and have delicious results. But because I have this sitting out here now, and I don't use this as much as I used to because some people, because they don't have it, they don't like me using it. And I understand you want to see more things, and especially for new people to all this. I get it. So I'm using it now, and I will probably use it again. But at least you know. Okay. Oh, yeah. See, I love it. 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 Now, let's just take some plain old black paint. Acrylic paint, right? Give you a boop. You can use, you know, anything you have. Watercolor, doesn't matter. And I'm just going to wet it a little bit. Put it all over my brush. And I'm going in. Look. Now look what I did. A little water got on here, right? So I got a little splash, but I'm going to let that because that's kind of like cool looking. Look at that. That is your black acrylic paint. And you guys know, I always say to you, what? What do I always say to new people who are starting out? Roy G. Biv, black and white, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, black, and white. And that is, if you just get those colors, you can mix a lot of colors and have a lot of colors to start out with. All right, here we go. And look, that's another way. And then I'm going to show you, sweep that up, your normal ballpoint pen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it around. Oh, I had that paint there. Okay, I'm going to turn this way for me. Now let me show you. If I kept this out because if you are weird about not having things perfectly shaped, some people are OCD about that. I think, hey, rock your OCD. You can see how this heart is not this heart. So if you want to keep this shape, then you can just use this and paint and draw on the outside to get your shape outlined by using this. I don't care. I just like to play. So this is just my normal pen. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here. And I'm going to go where I can see the shapes that I want. And just kind of, I'm going to like kind of loosely do it, like it's almost scribbled on this one, which you could do with any application, any way that we did this. And you see, no problem. It's just an ink pen. It's just a regular ballpoint pen. Now you can go in and be fun and be like, do like scribbles. You know how some of those stencils and all you can buy, they got the scribbles. They make it look fancy. Well, who knew I was a scribble expert? But you see what I'm saying? And then you're adding your own thing to it, right? Like, oh, this is you adding a piece of you to it. Not you too, because I don't like you too, but you know what I'm saying. Okay. Look at that. Look how cool that is. How can you even go wrong? You can't. So you have, you know what I mean? You have this great journal page with this delicious, and I don't know how well you can see it on camera, obviously, but I can see all the way down to the paper that I had in all the layers. I have that orange coming through. That was my watercolor pencil. I have the purple coming through from the purple stamp that I used. The green, the blue, I mean, you see what I'm saying? And the pages, although they look different, are all the same colors. Yellows and oranges and purple. And do you see what I'm saying? So they go together. Now see, I'm looking and I like this with the ball pen the best. You know, and I like that little bit of white that's going there a little bit. So, I mean, you could really play. Now, things I love, words, obviously, because I talk a mile a minute, but I love words. My word of the year is breathe. I can't even tell you that enough. I know most of you know that. So now if you want to add words, let me show you. I'm going to be making stencils of these words. So some of these words, let me see. There's dream and imagine and believe and inspire, right? So you can write these words down just in your handwriting, whatever you have. You can stamp. I could stamp these words on here if I want. You can water down some ink. I mean, some paint and stamp that in and use it as ink if you want. You can do whatever you want. Do you have a word that you love? Write it. Or you could just leave like this. Leave it like this. So what word do I want to use? Maybe I'll use my Sharpie because you know I love me a Sharpie. I think I'm going to write breathe up here. I hope I spell it right because I'm the worst speller. Yeah. Breathe. My word. You can write love and I mean, you see what I'm saying? You could really personalize it whatever way you want. But this is an art journal page. This is a beginner's art journal page. This is an art journal page for somebody who wants to do this, who wants to do mixed media, who wants to do art journaling or even a mixed media painting. And you can even use this on ATC cards and do the same exact thing, but in a smaller scale. So, I mean, I hope you guys do this. And if you do, please tag me on Facebook or Google or Twitter. You can email me your pictures. A lot of you email your pictures to me or send them to me on Facebook in the messages. You can do that as well as tag me on Instagram. I love it. I love when I see what you guys do. And like I said, let me see your, well, you could do this exactly like this or your own take. You know, I would now take my jelly roll and I would probably add a little bit of, I don't know, like it's a little bit of highlights. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, why not play? You know, or scribble inside. Scribble the heart inside instead of on the outside. You know, it's just so much fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, especially you guys starting out. Please share me around. You know, maybe some of your friends would like to art journal, mixed media style. I would appreciate if you would share me around. And please leave me a thumbs up if you like these beginner videos, if you like my videos at all, just so I know to continue doing them. And I just love you guys. I love you guys. I don't even, I love you guys. So as always, please be kind to each other. You never know what battles somebody else is fighting. I can't say that enough. And I hope you guys have a fantastic, fantastic day. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.